Okay, thank you, everyone. All right, I will again, like I said before, I'll open this up now for any questions that you may have. Just raise your hand, I'll recognize you, nobody will be left out, I will get to you. Just bear with us, okay? I know everybody wants to be the first to speak. Again, just please respect the people that are up here, they're volunteering their time. They want to be board members, that's a volunteer position. So we don't want an inquisition, as I said last night, so we want to keep it as respectful as possible. And I will then now open it up. So, with that said, I see one hand up right now. Danny?
I have a question for all the three candidates. I ask the question, I answer, and you tell me if wrong. To be a board member, what is the first rule a candidate have to be? And I tell you the answer, and see if you agree. It's follow the rules of the building. I'm asking you, Rudy, I'm asking you, and I'm asking you, Marvin. There's been a board meeting here, the last board meeting here, and they talk about you don't follow the order. You trying to run to be in our board, and you don't observe the rules? You're the one, for the last 10 years, spend money on people with pets and dogs and
Danny, מה
everything.
השאלה, דני? מה השאלה?
What is the...
Danny, is there a question?
Yes, yes. If a candidate can be run, if he doesn't respect the rules of the condo association, and how you feel, Udi, and you and every candidate, if somebody be on the board and he have an issue with the rule and regulation, and he be on the board, and you have to vote for it.
Okay, Danny, let me answer first, okay?
Okay?
Okay. So whatever happened in the past is in the past. We cannot correct or fix the past. We're being elected, if we're elected, to move forward. Now, let me answer your question, the original question.
Okay?
And I said that in the way that I spoke before.
Okay.
Transparency and dedication to the position, which is a voluntary position. That's how you become, that's how you run, and hopefully when you're elected, that's what you represent.
But that was not the.
That's not my question. You
Well,
have a guy over here
well-
trying to run to the board,
Danny,
trying to run to the board.
well, if I understand you clearly,
Danny, what's your
Danny-
issue and accusation?
Well, Danny, if I understand you clearly, what you're saying is, how can you possibly be offering yourself to run on the board of administration of the association, which basically is responsible to administer the rules and regulation, if you are currently not compliant and following the rules? That's his
So
question.
is that your question?
Yes. And I'm asking this to Marvin.
Oh, so you're only asking one person now?
Yes, any one of them.
All
But
of
especially to
There is
Marvin.
one person.
All right. Okay.
What's the rule that's being broken, Danny, that you're accusing me of?
I've been at a meeting over here, the last board meeting, they pose you with $100 fee regarding a dog. I don't know if you know about it.
What do you?
Yes.
Okay, but Danny.
Yes, I want everybody to know. That's what was in the meeting. He doesn't even know.
Okay, but the question is.
The question is how the guy running and doesn't respect the rules, doesn't respect me as a tenant over here.
What's the rule?
What's the rule? You have...
Excuse me, wait a minute. See,
Okay,
Okay,
Mark,
Let me just-
explain it to him,
Please.
what I'm talking about,
Right,
you know.
What we're talking, what's
Can I-
being, what's
can I
being,
clarify?
wait, please, we're getting out of hand. What Danny is referring to is that one of the issues that has come up is that you currently have a dog that has not been approved by the association, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Based
the
on
board-
that fact, based on that fact, the last meeting of the board that Danny is talking about, a $100 fine was applied for the violation.
I'm not aware of it.
Okay, well, that was up to, again, management to make sure that you would be aware of it, because you should have gotten
Wasn't
a
aware of
letter.
anything.
Okay.
But,
Who is not aware of it? That's-
It doesn't work. And they have emails, they have everything they send you, they're asking you for paper and everything.
My suggestion would be, I'm not an attorney, but my suggestion would be, Mr. Liver, is that you would need to consult an attorney and Mark, because whether or not one has received a fine or a notice from the applicable authority, it's not an excuse when you go to court. I can't, if I go to court and I said, Your Honor, I never received the citation that was sent to me. It's not a good defense.
Let Paul answer the question, please. He asked the three of them. Well, but please, let him answer the question.
I am, but he needs to be recognized as well, so that's all we're trying to do is keep order, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind it at all, but let him
Then
answer.
let's keep the outburst down, okay? Come on, let's do it.
It's not an outburst. It's you're cutting him off because you don't want him to talk.
No, I do want to know, okay? But the point was that the question was asked first of him, and again, I had said, you may not like the answer, right? But you gotta honor that answer anyway, right? Whether it's right, wrong, indifferent, and I get that. So, we can wind up with everybody's question and answer, and if we don't like it, then everybody's gonna jump in and try to correct or do, or make changes to it. I just think that we should honor it. If that's the way Marvin feels, again, so be it. Again, your ultimate response to that is gonna be whether or not you're gonna vote for him or not.
No, that's unacceptable because it's part of the requirement. It's part of the requirement to be qualified to be a candidate. So to have a discussion as if the issue never occurred, it's a disqualification. We have actually owners here, other persons that they were disqualified because their maintenance pay was returned via an automated system. Persons who have been paying forever for 28 years for many minute things. So if we're going to apply the rules differently for some persons, it should be across the board. Because we're establishing a precedent and we're exposing ourselves to liabilities.
So basically,
Excuse me. Now that I know Danny's question, allow me to answer you, Danny, and the rest of you will understand this answer. The information that was requested of me, being that it's personal information, I will strictly share with the association's attorney. And I will tell you the reason why. Knowing what I know of theft of data taking place at two other properties that our current manager had managed, and knowing the current theft of data that's taking place of all your personal information here, I intend to keep my personal information private. And I would encourage you all to do the same. So it'll be between the association's attorney to review and validate what was requested of me.
I agree with you 100%.
So now I understand your question, and that is my answer.
I want a legal opinion from our legal team. If you qualified legally to be a candidate, and if we have to stop the things, we stop it.
You will get the answer from the attorney because being like I said, that it's a
Listen, you're
personal
not a board
matter,
member.
he will
You
review
cannot
what's
call
been
to
sent
the
to him.
attorney like I cannot call the attorney. I got letter.
Danny, let's give other people.
You
also
understand?
the
I want to know legally if he's qualified. That's all I want to know.
Okay, well, again, we can get that answer, but nobody here can answer the legal question for you. Yes, ma'am.
1992. I know him very well. They know him very well. I know he's very dedicated. He's on top of everything he do to Ed. I know. I was only here. I'm not a homesteader here, so because I have a place in New York, but I was only here 3-4 months out of the year. But I know him very well, and this is my building, and I know he's so on top of it. Whether you like what he's doing, he's not. I know he's very dedicated. I know he goes to different places to see what equipment to get. I know that very much. So you can't say anything bad on it if you like him or not. But I use the facilities and things, but the thing is now that I feel there are certain things, I know there's been changes in it, because I know exactly.
Okay, I just want to, I'll let you go, but being a question and answer session, is there a question that you will be asking?
Yes.
I mean,
She just needs some time to gather her thought because she's been waiting for a while.
Let me finish.
No. She's getting to where she needs to say. Can we allow her to finish, please?
Stick to my
I
stuff.
said from the beginning that's what I was going to do.
Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
your daughter was kind enough to let me stay.
You don't understand. I work for my money.
Danny, 1 second, please.
Problem where there were nests of birds that were coming all over all over my
Pooping on your car.
And we couldn't sit in them. At the time, I goes way back when Billy's mother was there. And she said at the time, there's nothing they can do about it. So she temporarily gave me a place where I am now. I'm different parts. I was fine with it, when I came back a few months later, she gave my parking away. I didn't say anything bad because I'm only waiting, 3 months out of the year. I was okay. But now, there's a big problem with the parking because the workers here, I know they clean up the whole area, they make it beautiful. But where I happen to be 620, the company would be, several years ago when the church came and the plane, it fell down. And I said, I don't want to do anymore, watch my views around. And they said to me the time that they didn't have, they can't afford it. Now they can. I don't mind that they put it, but when they broke, they didn't take the bottom part out, the bottom part out, so it's still there. And I'm getting rocks and all kinds of berries and things from the old one. And it's constantly going, I'm very damaged and I'm breaking my head. And when people clean, I said, they clean all the time, but they clean out areas. They don't pick up leaves, they do.
Madam?
They take.
Thank you. So, I mean, we get where you're going, and I really want to actually apologize that you had to raise this issue, because this is an example of what Udi's actually was saying. Whenever these issues are occurring with these problems that are not resolved, it's what basically you don't have access to management to resolve your problem.
No,
And if the access was there to resolve the problem,
Please, I mean, you can't have it both ways. On one hand, you tell me I can't do what you just did.
No.
But on the other hand, it's okay.
Well, because basically, yeah.
Please, let's keep the forum, or we're not gonna get any answers or questions or.
It's very bizarre. They shut the office off and never came out.
We appreciate the input, but it's something that'll probably have to discuss with management to get it resolved. I just want to end one thing here, Danny, to clarify. I'm not circumventing the rule and regulation and law. I am just ensuring my privacy based on what I know
Listen,
it's occurring.
Marvin, let me explain you something. I was here in the last board meeting. They spent over 20 minutes about your issue. You understand? They make a vote over here and everything. And now you surprise me at all. You don't know nothing. When they told us, they email you, they knock on your door, letters and everything.
It's never been done, Danny. It's never been done.
Never been done?
Never been done.
Never been done?
Never been done.
Let me explain to you. If it's never been done, I don't know what we're doing here.
It's never been
I
done.
don't know what we're doing, you guys.
But Danny,
I really,
Yes,
just a second. Which is, sorry.
We should all leave and let you
Wait.
you didn't answer me.
Excuse me. All right, now this is why we get out of hand. This is what I'm trying to avoid, and you want to take it over, you want to take it over, you want to take it
I don't
over,
want to take
and this is where we go. And if that's the way we're going to go, there's no point in any of us being here, because you're not going to find out anything from any candidate. So enough is enough, okay? Let's get the decorum back and handle it the way like grown-ups do.
Would you please speak to Marvin that way, like you're speaking to us
I'm
right
speaking to
now?
everybody that way. Doesn't matter who it is in this room. Okay?
Amazing.
All right, now, I'm sorry, Mariano, I understand you wanted to speak. I will call on you too. I will get everybody.
The only follow-up I had from that question is, you're telling that you're going to release the information to the attorney and shut the attorney on it, that's right?
Strictly only to the attorney, based on, I do not trust the manager here. I know exactly what's been done by her at other buildings. I know exactly what's going on here.
Why don't you tell us?
In my private,
Why don't you tell us if you know?
Wait.
All right, again, you want to get it out of hand, or you want to sit here and...
my private information is not going to be filtered out by the manager.
Okay, that's his answer. End of story.
Have you presented the information?
I'm sorry, wait, please.
Folks, Mark is right. Please,
Just a second.
let him call on you one at a time.
Please.
He says he's gonna call on
I will get
everybody.
everybody, please, just wait, please.
So, have you
Okay?
presented
Everybody else wants to run the
information?
meeting, we're not gonna have a meeting. That's how it works, okay?
You
We
can
can't do it
follow
that
up with
way.
other questions.
Have you presented the information already or not?
It will be presented directly to the attorney.
So now.
No,
So
it
you
will
are
be
in delinquency, so he
It will
cannot be
be-
a candidate.
It's not correct.
No, that's not
That's not correct.
Excuse me,
It's not the same norm. Others tried and were
But please, you
disqualified.
can't make
Or
up rules as you
disqualified
go,
because
you
of this.
cannot make up
There's
rules
no
as you
rule,
go.
the rules are the
Please.
rules.
All right, you can't make up rules as you go. Okay, now, I'm sorry, yes, sir.
My question is, who was on the board when this manager or whatever is being discussed resigned?
Folks, please be courteous.
Please, again, Aaron, please, okay?
I mean,
I'm sure you want to be heard when you're asked, right?
if the board hired a manager
Could you ask
that
me to
has
repeat the question?
problems from
Yes.
other
Okay,
properties.
as a matter of fact, not everybody heard, so could you start the
All
question
right,
over
the
Alfred?
question is, who was on the board when this supposed manager problem issue with other properties and all of that was around when they were hired? Is there anybody here that
Well,
was?
okay, but again, remember, this is a meet the candidates evening, okay? It's
All right,
questions, please, just hear me out for a second, okay? Nobody wants to hear the explanation, it's just, no, that's okay, I got it. The point is, you don't have it now. These are the candidates. The reason we're here is not to ask the board any questions. It's a matter of asking questions as to why do you want to be a candidate, things like that. And what would you do for us if you were voted as board members? That's the kind of questions that you really should be asking along those lines. I'll let Nick say, okay? But that's where we should be, not with, some of these things that are taken right, left. That's sort of what happened last night too. We wound up and we sort of lost track, and a lot of people I know walked out here saying, I didn't learn anything. Well, don't you want to learn something about the people you're going to be voting for?
Yes.
That's why you're here. So I will give everybody an opportunity, but remember, this is not a platform to say, well, this is what I don't like about Delvista, and this is what I don't like about, because we're only learning about you. We're not learning about them. It's a question, answer. That's it. That's why we're here, okay? So everyone will get an opportunity. Anybody that wants a question?
Mark, this is a point of order, not a question.
Sure.
These gentlemen are up here because they want to be on our board. They want to be in a fiduciary position. Mr. Udi, Lebowitz, Warren talked about their qualifications. I think that question is well taken, especially after one of the candidates said that the manager made scurrilous, or maybe not so, allegations about the manager. So it's a point of order. I think that's a fair question about any of their backgrounds and fitness to serve on the board.
Okay, but again, is it a question to a candidate, or is it that you were looking as a question to board members or me?
I'm done asking.
Well, there was an assertion made that that our privacy is at risk, and if you're going to make an assertion of that nature, we're all here as homeowners. Our personal informations are there. So once you have already opened this Pandora's box by saying that there's a privacy issue with you sharing your information, if there is a legitimate concern, shouldn't we also be concerned about that matter? Our affairs are just as important as yours,
Excuse me,
sir.
Mark, I just think it is totally inappropriate for any candidate or anybody in this group to make assertions and accusations against somebody who is unable to defend themselves without any proof or any reasoning. We are here to meet a candidate and ask questions, not to defame and slanderize people who aren't
Good
here
point.
to defend themselves.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I know, you have to, okay, please, okay, if you don't mind, I'll recognize you, yes.
Me?
No, actually, you wanted to go first, I promised you.
I can't believe it.
I mean that, yes.
I'm changing the subject, okay? This is for new board members, hopefully, and the present board. Twofold. The first one is regarding the assessment that we all paid for, which is quite a bit of money. And the fact that I don't think that it's been transparent as to how the money is being spent. I was able to read the contract, and I saw the spreadsheet for all the design and the decorations, and interestingly enough, the area where it should have said the wholesale price and what we paid was non-existent. All it listed, and it was in such small letters, you needed a magnifying glass to read it. So that's not transparent. We don't know what you paid for everything. Also, the second part of the question is on the changes in the design. We approved the items that were, the renderings that were in the lobby.
We agreed, we disagreed on certain things, certain things were changed. But after we all agreed on it, and we got the catalog, we're not getting that. Other changes were made. The wall covering was changed to a cheaper wall covering. A lot cheaper, yes. And there were other issues with the border on the tile, the lighting. We're paying for it. Why weren't we given a choice as to what to replace that with? And why was it to be replaced? I mean, we were told that, oh, well, they ran out of the wallpaper, they couldn't get the wallpaper. That's a lie. Because I was in that business for years, and I know we could have. As far as that chandelier that was changed, that was a crystal chandelier. They're all over the place. We could have changed it for the same style, and maybe even cheaper. But do we know that? No, because on the contract, those two columns were not there. And I would like to know why, and in the future, what will happen when we have a renovation like
You're
that.
asking this question at all?
All of you, because it's interesting to know. I don't understand why
Would
this
you
was
like to
left
go first?
out.
Would you like to go first?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for actually reviewing the actual document itself. Thank you so much. And because it's a responsibility, I believe, that we all have as homeowners. For us, I don't know everything. And I don't know everything, and that's something that one has to get used to, that one has to be comfortable with in terms of resolving problems. But what I could promise you is that I will consult with the persons who have the skills in terms of reviewing engineering or design. It's not my area, right? It's not something that I can actually critique specifically. But that issue that you have, it's not something that's not required. It's not required that the board has to get down in the nitty-gritty. Basically, at this level, at the board level, what you're having there is a transparency problems in terms of getting information. And I do agree with Udi in terms of the website. Having a website that's up to date with the information that you have, you should have been able to access that information on the website on a timely basis. So I do concur with one of the suggestions that he has in terms of with the website, that is suggestion in terms of solving it, number one. But also having these documents, I earlier had suggested that one of the things that we need to have would be a forensic audit. With this issue that we have with this contract, it needs legal review. It needs in terms of in terms of compliances, in terms of the applicable things that were done. And we have so many homeowners here are actually will happily review things for our own. So we're not necessarily talking about expenses, but what I can say is that getting the proper person or talking to the proper person to fix the problem, it's not a bad thing, because I've learned not to ask my plumber for financial advice. So that's my answer.
Well, I also would like to know when there are certain things were changed that were budgeted at the original cost, but were replaced with cheaper things. What happened to that money? How is it allocated? Do we get a refund? I mean, maybe we paid too much. But we want to know.
And that's why having you are correct. You are the client, you are the owner, you are the boss, and that's why having a forensic audit so we can actually trace to see where are the credits, where are the refunds, how many loans we have. I've actually been trying to track down how many outstanding obligations we have against the building. How many loans are we servicing? How many accounts? But we have to have a forensic audit to see what we have, and then we can figure whether there's a surplus, there's an excess, or where it needs to go. But they are all valid questions, ma'am.
Yes, and I'd also...
Sandy, let me answer one of your questions as being implementing and initiating this entire construction project, and I've been out of it now for a few months. However, your statement of items being replaced of a cheaper value, there were none there were none that I know of. In
Well, I
certain
know of.
things where there may have been changes, okay, for where we did not do, let's say, the protruding valet glass section that may have been shown in the rendition because it wasn't feasible after through engineering. Those are items that the board is going for credits to. So there are quite a few items that that the existing board knows about and is going for credits to, but there was nothing actually replaced as far as a product to be an inferior and cheaper product that I'm aware of.
Well, I'm aware of it. I know it for a
So
fact.
if you're aware of it, then he has to know about it.
Okay? I know about it.
Also, can I make one statement? I wanted to address your comment with the question with who hired the manager, and also Louise's, as I value your opinions very much and what you just stated, that Terry's not here to defend herself.
Exactly.
She doesn't need to be here to defend herself to me. Eventually, when the dust clears somewhere down the road, she'll be defending herself to the DPR licensing board, not
Let's
to
leave
me.
it at that.